Our second story out front tonight, the pros and cons of Paul Ryan. Is he a political asset or liability? Now, that's the question many voters are asking themselves tonight as they take a look at what the Republican vice presidential pick brings to the ticket. Now, new USA Today poll, 39% of registered voters say Paul Ryan is an excellent or pretty good choice. But two-thirds say the seven-term congressman will have no effect on whether they vote for Mitt Romney. But let's be honest, most Americans don't really know who Paul Ryan is just yet. After all, he's never even run for office beyond his district in Wisconsin. So we're taking a closer look at Ryan's voting record and laying out his positions on some of the most important issues of the day. CNN contributors Roland Martin and Reihan Salam are here to help us break it down. Gentlemen, now, it should come as no surprise that Paul Ryan voted with the Bush administration on most issues over the past decade and against the Obama administration. That's to be expected. But let's take a closer look at some of his positions. Paul Ryan supports, of course, his own budget deficit reduction plan, which includes Medicare vouchers, making the Bush-era tax cuts permanent, and cutting domestic spending. He supports partial privatization of Social Security in the past. He voted for TARP and the auto bailout. Now, Paul Ryan is against troop withdrawal from Afghanistan, defense spending freezes. The Bowles-Simpson Commission voted against it, interestingly, and abortion, even in the cases of rape or incest. Now, Roland, Dems have been calling his policy proposals extreme and betting they'll alienate swing voters in swing states. But if he's so polarizing on some of these issues, how come he's been elected 8 times in a swing district in Wisconsin?
Well, that's easy. I mean, it's all based upon how many of your voters are in your particular district. But look, we can talk about all those things. He's
got a lot of Democrats in that district.
But here's the deal. We also need to go deeper than that. When you talk about what did he vote for, Congress voted 361 to 64 to require that credit card companies give 45-day notices of rate hikes, whether they're going to freeze interest rates on new accounts for 1 year. Guess what? Ryan was one of those 64 who said no. So when you say I'm with the middle class, how does that shape up? He didn't support the Consumer Protection Bureau. Right. He also voted with Republicans to say the Justice Department should not step in and use the Voting Rights Act to stop voter ID laws. And so when someone says I'm with the middle class, how does your voting record actually stack up when you say you're for the middle class?
But there's no question, Roland, he's been reelected numerous times in a district with a lot of Democrats. But let me move on.
It's a congressional district.
Well,
I mean,
it's a test.
Sanford Bishop in Georgia represents a largely conservative district, lots of Republicans. He's an African-American who's a Democrat. He won. So that's a congressional district, far different from running for the nation. All right.
Reihan. Now, Ryan is best known for being a strong fiscal conservative. Now his hold record is getting more attention, specifically that he opposes abortion even in cases of rape or incest. How does that position not hurt him with women voters in the fall?
Well, it's definitely going to hurt him with pro-choice women voters. But the thing is that over the last 20 years, a lot of pro-choice female voters who had backed Republicans in the past have been migrating to the Democratic Party. So this is a much bigger issue than Paul Ryan. And also, Paul Ryan might attract some voters who doubt Mitt Romney's pro-life bona fides, because, again, as we all know, Mitt Romney had previously taken a strongly pro-choice position when he had run for governor of Massachusetts. So on that front, it could actually be an advantage among pro-life women voters.
Hey, John, white working-class women favor the Romney ticket over the Obama ticket. I wonder what those same women will feel when they find out that Ryan voted against the Lilly Ledbetter Act. Okay, so when you talk about, I think when we talk about women, we've got to stop this notion of, well, it's just an issue of choice if you're a pro-life. It also goes deeper in terms of your pocketbook. You know, Ryan talks about being a budget hawk. When Secretary of Defense Robert Gates said we were wasting $485 million on an engine, and the so-called deficit hawk, Ryan, voted against the Secretary of Defense to get rid of that out of the budget. And so how can you say you want to end or you want to deal with waste in government, but then when you have defense waste, then you say, no, keep it in?
Ryan, I've got a related question to that, because one of the things that's surprising to me, for all his deficit hawk credentials, he voted against the Bowles-Simpson Commission, which he was a part of. How do you understand that vote?
Well, there were 3 Republicans who were nominated by Speaker Boehner to that commission, and all 3 of them wound up voting against the Bowles-Simpson Commission. And the shared reason they all had for it is that they objected to the President Obama's coverage expansion effort, his Affordable Care Act. And they were concerned that the Bowles-Simpson Commission didn't go far enough on reforming health entitlements. So that was the core reason. He liked a lot of the ideas in it, and he actually pursued some of the ideas in it elsewhere, but he didn't support it for that reason.
Hey, John, can I get one more?
Hold on, Roland, we got to go on. I'm sorry, my friend.
All right, no problem.
All right.